Hey there folks, thanks for tuning in. I thought I'd make this quick video about the Tesla Cybertruck because I was lucky enough to rent one out over the weekend for my friend Leo, and it was a lot of fun. Drove it all around the Bay Area, picked it up from San Jose and drove it out to Oakland, and took it up into the Berkeley Hills with my friend Marcus. And just wanted to give you some of my impressions. I apologize for the production quality of this video. Didn't have a ton of time to put this together, and I wasn't really focused on making anything for YouTube when I was driving it because I was just having so much fun driving the truck around. It certainly gets a lot of attention. People are sort of waving, taking videos, as you're driving down the freeway, giving you thumbs ups. If you park it anywhere that's kind of vaguely busy, there's almost always a swarm of people around it. Kids absolutely love it. So that was kind of fun. Also a little bit embarrassing at times, but I guess that's all part of the experience. There's only about 1,000 of these delivered in the country, so these are incredibly rare. I drive every day in the Bay Area, and I have only seen maybe two or three on the road. So let me jump into a few of my thoughts about this truck. First of all, around handling. In essence, I think it feels like driving a big Tesla Model 3. And I drive a Tesla Model 3 long range pretty much every day. And it feels like that. It feels quick, incredibly quick, low center of gravity, handles very well, very grippy. The four-wheel steer definitely makes it feel much smaller than it is. I will say that it feels a little bit heavier. It's certainly slower to stop, and you notice that. But around the twisties and in a straight line, it handles incredibly well. I was very impressed by that. There is a bit more noise from the electric motors. That's definitely much more noticeable than in the Model 3. This particular truck had about 850 miles on it, so it's not completely fresh. It's had some time to be worn in. So maybe the motors are just a little bit noisier, but the cabin itself is very quiet on the freeway. A little bit of tire noise, but I'd say perhaps a little bit quieter than my Model 3. So let me tell you about some of the things that I think could be improved about the Cybertruck. First of all, I really wish they had done a three-seat bench or a third seat in the front. It certainly seemed like there's space on the floor to do that, and the center console seems pretty hollow. So I think that would have been a really great add to the truck to be able to get 6 people in, plus the bed. Maybe that'll be a retrofit option, maybe an option in the future. Another issue that I noticed was that the truck didn't seem to charge very quickly. I had to supercharge it twice. I went to a 250 kilowatt charger, actually at the Tesla Fremont factory, and I preconditioned the battery while I was driving there. It was about 60% state of charge, and I was getting about 100 kilowatt charging rate. So I think that was about 300 miles per hour. And I can get up to about 1,000 miles per hour in my Tesla Model 3 at around that same state of charge. And so, when you're having to charge more often with the capacity that the Cybertruck has, or the range that the Cybertruck has, that slower charging capacity, charging rate definitely holds you back. That may be something that actually improves over time. Maybe they're just limiting it in this initial few months just as they collect more data. That'll be interesting to see. So one of the things I did want to check out with the Cybertruck that I hadn't seen much comment on was the headlights, because these are actually mounted below the frunk. They're not the light bar that you see that's really visible and obvious. They're tucked in underneath and barely visible. And it seems they're actually a reflector design from what I could tell from the outside. And they light up the road really well. I'd say they're somewhat on par with the Tesla Model 3 headlights. Didn't blow me out of the water. But that was definitely something I wanted to check out and see what the performance was like. So I did want to park the Cybertruck next to my LX470, which is a truck from 2006. It's kind of a classic Toyota Land Cruiser, but I want to compare the size, and the Cybertruck is definitely a bit wider. I noticed that when I was driving onto our driveway. It's kind of tight. Um, One interesting thing was I put them both in the high modes that they have, and the clearance underneath seemed pretty comparable. I couldn't get the Cybertruck into off-road mode to get it into that extract mode that's really the highest possible setting. Maybe that's something I'll be able to do in the future. But really cool to see new and old next to each other, two great trucks and iconic designs. I will say that the steering wheel controls took a little bit of getting used to. The indicators weren't intuitive to me initially. I used to drive an Aerial Atom, and that had a little toggle switch on the steering wheel to indicate, but it moved left and right, and that was a lot more intuitive than having these two buttons on top of each other. And so I think that's just something you have to get used to. I think another thing was shifting from drive to park to neutral to reverse on the screen. I gotta say, I kind of miss my stalks, but again, that could just be something that takes a bit of time getting used to. So the doors are quite heavy, and that's something you'll just have to get used to. I'm parked slightly up a hill here, and it's a bit of a struggle to push it. Not that bad. And then I close it, really wants to slam there. So let's watch the light show. So thanks for watching. If you've got any questions about the Cybertruck, feel free to ask them in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer. If you want to see more content like this, feel free to like or subscribe, and hopefully see you on the next one.